To preview this week's matchup between second-ranked Alabama and number 3 Georgia, I'm joined once again by former Alabama quarterback and current Crimson Tide Sports Network analyst John Parker Wilson. How's it going, John Parker?
It's going good. 3-0, a shootout in Oxford for sure, but it's good to be with you after another win.
Well, John Parker, I'm sure this is something you don't mind talking about. Alabama's won 5 in a row over Georgia, and it all started with your win in the blackout game back in 2008. And I think Georgia was ranked number 3 then, so you know a little something about playing Georgia when they're ranked number 3, don't you?
No question. That was a good night over in Athens back in 2008 when they famously came out in the black jerseys. So we had a really good night. Me and Julio pitching around the yard a lot back in 2008.
I'll take that same kind of performance on Saturday, and I'm sure you will too. This game will feature the top offense in the SEC against the top defense. Alabama leads the nation in scoring at 51 points per game, and Georgia leads the SEC in scoring defense and is 5th in the nation, allowing just over 12 points a game. Now, this will be by far the best offense the Bulldogs have faced this season, but likewise, it will be the best defense the Tide has faced. How do you see this high-power Alabama offense stacking up against the top-ranked Georgia defense?
The first 3 games, Mac Jones has had a lot of time. Very nice pocket from the offensive line of letting him really run the offense, play action games, the straight drop back, even the quick games. Everything has been pretty open for Alabama. So I think Georgia is going to come up and challenge this offense, press them at the line of scrimmage, be very physical, and try to get back to the passer. And I think this is just a fun matchup. It really is. Alabama scoring so many points right now, so many points last week, and that's kind of become our MO of going out, getting big explosive plays, and scoring touchdowns. So this matchup this week is going to be so fun to watch unfold on Saturday.
Well, last week the Alabama defense made history, but not necessarily the way they would like. The Crimson Tide defense allowed a school record 647 yards to the Rebels, 268 on the ground. You know, talking about the rushing defense, Alabama had allowed just 69 yards to Missouri and 109 to Texas A&M. Did that surprise you? And do you think that would be a key stat to this game, stopping the run for the Tide and forcing Stetson Bennett to beat them through the air, who is 10th in the SEC in passing at just 229 yards a game?
Yeah, no question. I think we've got to get back to Alabama football, Alabama defense, and that starts with stopping the run game. You know, you want to make teams one-dimensional, whether it's take away the pass and just make them run, or take away the run and make them pass. And I think this week, Alabama's getting back to control the line of scrimmage, the big guys up front. You know, last week I think Lane Kiffin did a really good job of keeping Alabama on their heels. It was a very unpredictable offense with a lot of motions and shifts, and just there's so many different things going on. So this week you just got to get back to the basics and say, hey, you know, we got to line up man versus man, and get back to, you know, kind of old school. The big guys are going to win this game for Alabama's defense.
Well, under Coach Saban, the Tide has played pretty well at home, winning 54 of their last 57. Plus, Coach Saban has never lost at home in Bryant-Denny in the month of October. What has to happen to continue that streak and, as you mentioned earlier, make it 22-0 for Coach Saban against his former assistants? There's
going to be lead changes just like there was last week. There's going to be turnovers, and there might be times where we're behind. So this is about just fighting to the finish. And I think it's going to come down to the team that just executes and does those small things better. Because, you know, these big games, it's going to come down to a few points. That's going to be the determination at the end of the day.
Well, it's the game of the year so far, number 2 versus number 3. ESPN Game Day will be here. I can't wait. Thanks for joining us, John Parker.
Always appreciate it. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Reporting from the Crimson Tide Production Studio inside Bryant-Denny Stadium, I'm Christopher England with Tide TV.